Hi, I'm Tim Dietz, and I'm a supervisor, trainer, instructor, and guide here at Big Sky. I grew up in Virginia in a family that was much more fond of warm beaches and snow. I was content living for the ocean and grew up surfing, skimboarding, and skateboarding, and I knew I was going to land a job that would let me live near the beach. One day, when I was 18 years old and a freshman in college, a buddy of mine invited me to go snowboarding for the first time. I had no idea what I was doing, so I took a 1-hour lesson, and I was hooked. And somehow I ended up with a job as an instructor. 4 years later, when I was staring down the barrel of the real world, I decided to get serious and get my level 1 and join the American Association of Snowboard Instructors. I remember our examiner being so incredibly knowledgeable and passionate. I knew I had a long way to go, but I was going to make a career out of sliding on snow. I moved to Big Sky the following year, and I fell in love with the mountain experience. It wasn't just about snowboarding anymore. Whether it was learning how to cross-country ski, to take the dog on walks, or finding new ways to get down the mountain, I am so grateful that I get to go on this lifelong adventure. I'm going to find a way to slide on snow for the rest of my life. This process is a great opportunity for me to learn and grow, but also give back to the snow sports community that has given me everything. I remember the exact moment when my lifelong adventure through education began, and I hope I can share that gift with anyone and everyone. To me, one of the most important roles of the team is what we have to offer the greater community. As role models, it's on us to keep the fire alive and pass the torch to the next generation. We set the tone for a culture of rebels and professionals, walking a fine line between goofing off and being pros. Of course, that means keeping up with a booming industry and managing enormous member schools, but it also means giving back to the little guys. We have a lot of smaller member schools here in Northern Rocky Mountain, and I'm always blown away by how much stoke comes from these tiny mom and pop operations. No matter how different these little towns are, I always find the same sorts of dysfunctional families, all caring, supportive, and welcoming. Sliding on snow is universal. My favorite thing about the AASI community is constantly being surrounded by people that support and push me, and I try to pay that forward every chance I get. Another one of the roles of the national team is to be the pinnacle of professionalism. Team members must be pros on and off the snow. Of course, one of the roles of the team is to be the highest authority on technical skills and knowledge. They create the content that gets disseminated to everyone, so accurate demonstrations and impeccable comprehension are essential. But it's more than just what we do on the snow or at the après scene. There's planning, scheduling, and so many emails involved. Sure, we get to play a lot, but there's definitely work to be done. I'm no stranger to the world of indoor snow sports. Whether it's the fly-by-night scenarios or spending powder days inside on the computer, it's all part of the adventure. Regardless of where we make our office for the day, I think we have the best job in the world. Lastly, and this probably goes without saying, team members must be the epitome of passion for creating lifelong adventures through education. Their stoke trickles down to the examiners, clinicians, trainers, instructors, and ultimately our students. I'm very proud to have been part of the development of more students and instructors than I can ever count. The proudest moments, however, are the handful of students that I've had in regular lessons that have gone on to make careers through snow sports education. I'm also very proud to announce the birth of my first grant instructor, the student of one of my students who just started her own path in the world of snow sports education. So what does a successful team member look like? I think it looks like the person who's having the most fun on the mountain. The nature of what we do is experimentation, trying new things and seeing what works. As the organization continues to grow, we need to be willing to challenge the status quo in order to find the best outcome. If we weren't willing to admit that we can improve, we would never grow. The same goes for the technical side of things. I fall a lot. In fact, I don't even like to use the word fall. I prefer to call them ground maneuvers. Of course, there's a time and place for everything, and falling during a demo and exam isn't great, but trying new things is always encouraged. I say it all the time. If you're having fun, you're doing it right. It's a balance between being serious about it, but not taking it too seriously. The best snowboarder on the mountain isn't the one with all the sponsors or medals. It's the one who's out there having the best time. And I don't think anyone has more fun on the mountain than me.